Have you ever wondered where your food goes through when you eat? Good day, everyone! Today, we are going to take a ride inside the digestive system. The digestive system has four primary processes: ingestion of food, digestion of food, absorption of nutrients, and excretion of wastes. It is composed of two major parts, the alimentary canal and the accessory organs. The difference between the two is that the alimentary canal is where the food travels, while the accessory organs are organs that only aid in digestion. Without further ado, let's trace the path of the food when it enters the human body. As the food enters the mouth, mechanical digestion occurs. The salivary glands aid in breaking down the food by producing saliva. The tongue then shapes the food into bolus. The bolus passes through the throat before entering the esophagus. It is then pushed to the stomach via peristalsis, the movement of smooth muscles. The stomach then holds and mixes food together with acids secreted by itself and the liver. This then turns into chyme, which is then brought to the small intestine. The pancreas, as an accessory organ, then secretes enzyme that aids in digestion in the stomach. It also secretes glucagon and insulin to regulate blood sugar. The small intestine, composed of duodenum, jejunum, and ileum, is responsible for absorption of nutrients. In the duodenum, food is broken down by the enzymes and bile released by the small intestine and liver respectively. Then, the jejunum and ileum absorb the nutrients into the bloodstream. The undigested materials will then enter the large intestine. It will absorb the water from the undigested material and process the waste for excretion with the help of the colon. The final accessory gland, appendix, is located at the lower right abdomen. Its function, on the other hand, is still unknown. Some theorists believe that it stores good bacteria, rebooting the digestive system after an illness. The waste will then enter a chamber called the rectum, which holds the waste as stool. As the walls of the rectum expand, the nerves will send a signal that will stimulate the desire to, poop. The poop will then come out of the anus. This ends the journey of the food that you ate last night. Moving on, this process can be sometimes interrupted due to diseases. One of the most well-known diseases in the digestive system is the colon cancer. Doctors are not sure what causes this disease, but it certainly follows a trend. Healthy cells divide, and even if the cell has been damaged, it still continues to divide. This then forms polyps, a small non-cancerous clump of cells. However, when these are left unremoved, it may cause colon cancer. Symptoms may be a sudden change in bowel habits. These include frequent diarrhea and constipation, and even sudden changes in the consistency of the stool. Abdominal pain and discomfort and bleeding can also be one of the symptoms. Treatments include radiation, surgery, chemotherapy, and drug treatments. But if a person once had a colon cancer, it increases his or her chance of acquiring it again. Another disease in the digestive system is the ulcer. This concerns the stomach. Ulcer occurs when the acid in the digestive tract eats away at the surface of the stomach and small intestine. This could be because of three things, one of which is bacteria. Helicobacter pylori bacteria is helpful inside the stomach, but it can also cause inflammation, thus resulting to ulcer in great amount. Second cause is the excessive use of pain relievers. The third is the excessive use of other medications. Taking in over-the-counter and prescription pain medications can cause irritation and inflammation inside the stomach lining. Its symptoms include burning stomach pain, fatty food intolerance, heartburn, and nausea. Another disease that concerns stomach and the esophagus is the acid reflux. It is also known as heartburn. It occurs when some of the acid from the stomach goes up to the esophagus. This causes irritation and burning sensation. This is when the gastroesophageal sphincter fails. Food together with the acids inside the stomach goes up the esophagus again. Its symptoms are felt, the heartburn itself. Its treatment is simply medicines and limiting the intake of caffeine, alcohol, and salt. Moving forward, diarrhea is the loose watery stools or considered loose bowel movement. It has different types: acute diarrhea, which lasts for a short time, and chronic diarrhea, which lasts for about 4 weeks. Common causes of diarrhea include bacteria from contaminated food or water, viruses such as flu, norovirus, and rotavirus, parasites, medicines containing magnesium, food intolerances, and sensitivities. It can also cause dehydration. Diarrhea usually goes out on its own. although drinking plenty of fluids and following BRAT, which stands for bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast, may help. Believe it or not, in the Philippines, it is the second highest cause of morbidity and the sixth leading cause of mortality. It is also the third leading cause of death to infants under 5 years of age. The last disease that we are going to discuss is the celiac disease. According to Dr. Atenodoro Ruiz Jr., about 10% of people with celiac disease have a close relative with the said disease. Celiac disease is an autoimmune disease where a person will not be able to eat gluten, as it will damage their small intestine. It is a genetic disease which can be inherited. It will have different effects and symptoms to each person. Some possible symptoms include diarrhea, abdominal pain, feeling irritable or depressed. If a person having the said disease eats gluten, the body activates an immune response which attacks the small intestine. This attack damages the villi. Treatment includes avoiding food with gluten. It's a wonderful journey, isn't it? Hope you had a great ride. Thank you and good day.